In Top Gun 1986, one of the most devastating moments in blockbuster cinema unfolds with the sudden, heartbreaking death of Nick "Goose" Bradshaw. But what many fans don't realize is that the film quietly foreshadowed this tragedy long before it happened, in a brief line from a completely different character that slips by unnoticed on first viewing. Early in the film, after a tense dogfight with enemy MiGs, Maverick's fellow pilot Cougar quits the Navy, saying, "My wife and kid, sir. I almost orphaned him today, and I've never even seen him." On the surface, it's just a moment showing the emotional toll of aerial combat. But in hindsight, it's a chilling piece of foreshadowing, because just minutes later, Maverick's own wingman Goose, who does have a wife and child, is fated to meet the very end Cougar feared. Goose was more than a wingman, he was Maverick's heart. Goose wasn't just Maverick's radar intercept officer. He was his conscience, his emotional ballast, and the embodiment of everything Pete, Maverick, Mitchell couldn't be on his own. While Maverick was reckless, daring, and hungry for glory, Goose was grounded, loyal, and focused on the things that truly mattered, like his family. That dynamic was present from their first scene together, and it colored everything that followed. From the USS Enterprise to the Top Gun school in Miramar, Goose kept Maverick tethered to humanity. He was the steady hand behind the stick, but more importantly, he was the friend who helped Maverick believe in the possibility of connection beyond the cockpit. A family that made Maverick whole. The beauty of Goose's character is reflected not only in his friendship with Maverick, but in his family life. His wife Carol, played memorably by Meg Ryan, and young son are portrayed as integral parts of his identity. Carol doesn't feel like a secondary character. She is completely embedded in Goose and Maverick's dynamic, treating Maverick like a brother and rooting for his happiness, especially with Charlie. In a rare moment of domestic normalcy, the lunch scene with the Bradshaws offers Maverick something he doesn't find anywhere else in the film: a family. For a man who often hides behind bravado and a call sign, Goose and Carol offer a glimpse into a world where emotional intimacy and belonging aren't foreign concepts. That makes Goose's death not just a personal loss, it's the loss of a surrogate family and a part of Maverick's soul. A tragedy that echoes across two films. Goose's death hits with blunt force. A flat spin, an ejection gone wrong, and suddenly, the character who anchored the film's emotional core is gone. The irony is cruel. Goose had everything to live for, and unlike Cougar, never expressed fear about flying. He trusted the system, and that trust betrayed him. It's the very fear Cougar voiced at the start of the film, now come to fruition. And the loss doesn't just haunt Maverick, it reshapes his very future. The sequel, Top Gun: Maverick, 2022, reveals that the fallout from Goose's death has been lifelong. Maverick, still flying but emotionally grounded, is consumed by guilt. That guilt manifests in his fraught relationship with Goose's now-grown son, Bradley "Rooster" Bradshaw. A father lost, a father figure absent. Rooster's journey is defined by a paradox. He's walking the same path his father did, yet the man closest to him, Maverick, kept his distance. In an effort to protect him from the dangers of naval aviation, Maverick delayed Rooster's career behind the scenes. But instead of preserving his friend's legacy, Maverick unintentionally abandoned it. By trying to avoid repeating the past, he recreated its emotional damage. This isn't just a tale of lost time, it's a reflection of the line Cougar uttered decades earlier. Goose did orphan his child, and Maverick, paralyzed by that truth, stayed away. Carol's eventual death from cancer leaves Rooster completely untethered, and his reunion with Maverick is marked not by affection, but by resentment. Maverick's redemption is also Goose's legacy. Yet, what makes Top Gun: Maverick such a powerful continuation is how it forces Pete Mitchell to confront that pain. Through teaching, mentoring, and eventually risking his life for Rooster, Maverick begins to mend the wound he helped create. In saving Rooster, he honors Goose's memory, not just as a pilot, but as a father and friend. By the end of the sequel, the moment that began as an overlooked line from Cougar comes full circle. It wasn't just dialogue, it was destiny. And Top Gun, in its subtle brilliance, planted that seed long before the audience knew what was coming.